see my Snapchat story?
No, here's the thing. I saw that you had one, and then I went to go look, and it just said you didn't have one. So
Well,
I
I
don't know what
had
happened.
one.
Yeah, even
It
now I look and I don't see it.
it was a picture underneath my truck, and it was a belt laying out of the truck on the ground. Are you
Oh,
recording? I'll go ahead and tell the story.
yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I'm sitting there and I'm driving. My usual morning drive. It's a pretty straight road. We get to a turn, it's Independence or whatever, and starting to make a right. I'm like, hey, my steering wheel's not turning. This is cool. And I'm still trying to like, you have to really crank hard on it. I go, wow, that's not okay. So I had like a split second where I was like, man, I'm 2 minutes from work. Do I drive to work or do I park? Luckily, I parked because I could barely get it in the parking lot. Like I could make that curve, but making a right turn was really hard, and I was scared I was gonna hit another car in the parking lot just because I couldn't turn it. So I finally get it in there. Like, oh wow, you can't turn this at all. You have to muscle it all the way. And I call my dad. He's talking, and I look over here in the corner, and my battery light comes on. I'm like, oh shit. And then I see my oil temperature light comes on. I'm like, hmm. And as I'm looking at that, I see the check engine light come on, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what's happening. So I have a little thing that checks the codes on the car, and it says that my engine's overheating, and I'm like, oh my god, I just pulled a Hayden because
I
I
was just gonna
I
say
was
that.
supposed I was supposed to check my oil and I didn't. I thought I drained
Oh,
all the oil out of it or whatever, burned it out. But my dad was like, or I checked the oil and there was a little bit on the end of the dipstick, so he's like, no, it's fine. You've got like 5 quarts of oil in there. For some reason, my truck takes so much freaking oil, so it had plenty in there, and it wasn't black or anything. It was fine. And I'm like, okay. And he says, well, look under there and see if there's any antifreeze or coolant. See if there's any coolant dripping. And I look under there. There's just a belt laying on the ground, like coming up from my car. And this is the first time I think I've sworn in front of my dad. But I was like, oh shit. He just kind of blew over it. But I was like, ah, there goes that. But I tell him what it is, and then I look in there, and it's the alternator belt, the serpentine belt, which,
oh my gosh.
yeah. So it's why
I
I
was
couldn't
gonna ask
steer.
if it was an alternator, but it sounds like a little bit different. But
Yeah,
that
the
makes sense
freaking
with the whole.
belt was shredded. The guy, when he took it out, sent me a picture of it too, and it was just like split all kinds of ways and like all that. It was destroyed. Luckily, my alternator didn't go out and the engine didn't overheat real bad or anything. It's just the belt was old because it's 230,000 miles on a 98 truck, It's pretty old and you need the belt changed. And the belt got changed today. That was a whole mess too. I went to work and I had to bounce back and forth to get to my truck, and I had to keep getting rides and crap like that. It took forever, and I was told that the tow truck was gonna be there in like an hour and a half. So I said, okay, whatever. And then an hour later, I checked the app thing, and it's like he's en route for 14 minutes away, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm 8 minutes away from my truck. I need to find a ride quick. And as I'm like running over to the shop to ask somebody to give me a ride, I get a phone call, and she's like, well, he's basically there. I'm like, what the hell? It was supposed to be there in like half an hour. So I struggled with that. I finally got all that taken care of, and everybody told me that my car would not be ready today. Luckily, one of the front office people, her boyfriend works in this place. They sent it to him, and after we got there, he changed my brake pads too and everything. We got there, and he's like, "Yeah, you're the second car I've had today." What the hell?
Dude.
I got told by like 3 different people that my truck would not be ready today.
Yeah, I feel like that's just what people say because if they tell you it will be ready today and then it's not, then
That's true.
they're the
What?
I just gave
You
up.
should do that more often. But
Thanks.
but
No,
yeah,
I thought it'd be
that
fun.
was
I
my
couldn't
day.
think of the word. Sorry.
That was it. I was just gonna say that was my day.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I couldn't think of anything to say, so I just thought it'd be funnier just to not.
I like that style of humor for you.
Thank you. So I was telling Carson the other day how long it takes to like edit like the different videos that I do. Like I was saying for Elbigdog, it takes like maybe an hour or two at the most.
Damn.
Well, it depends on if I'm adding special effects, if I'm trying to find any clips that I want to add, stuff like that. Usually it takes like an hour. the same kind of goes with the gameplay videos. The only difference is I usually add about another hour into it because audio. I usually have to fix audio because sometimes the gameplay is too loud or I'm too loud. So I have this thing I'm playing with. Sorry.
Oh, that's a
Um,
balloon.
no, it's just it's cloth for glasses, and
Oh, okay.
I just saw it on the desk, and like the child I am, I just started going like this and like wrapping it around my finger. You don't do that. I have ADHD, and I'm also 5 years old in a 23-year-old body.
It would be real cool if you shoved that up your nose and pulled it out of your mouth. Oh, wow. That's real talent right there.
Hold on. I'm just gonna. Oh, oh man, hold on.
Aiden, in the future, edit this out.
This is how we're gonna start. Oh my god, what was I talking about?
I don't even know. I was lost in the sauce, I guess.
Oh yeah, and then a podcast easily is 4 hours of editing.
That sucks.
Yeah, how I do it is so I skim through it the first time and I cut out anything that is like you having to use the bathroom or
Cut that out. That's the best part.
actually, well, clearly you have not seen the last video I uploaded.
No.
That's fine. It's an hour long, and you were part of it, so I didn't. Dude, I'm making you look so bad, by the way, in those
What do
videos.
you mean? What are you editing?
What do you mean? What am I editing?
You're you said you're making me look bad, implying that you're editing it in a way that makes me look bad.
Um, yeah,
What?
I don't get what the problem is.
What did you do?
What I nothing.
I'm not gonna go back and watch it. I don't care.
I didn't do anything. I'm just making fun of you. But yeah, so I go over it one time skimming, and then the second time I go through is fixing audio. The third time is visual, and then the last time is just listening. Over to it one more time to make sure everything's fine, along with putting in effects and stuff. So it takes me a good chunk.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well,
So when people ask me why am I not uploading a lot of videos, my answer is it is hell.
because you're editing the podcast.
Because well, literally I alternate. So I do like 2 videos for Elbigdog channel, and then I edit one talking privilege because I'm like that's about all I could do. That's 8 hours worth of work.
Jesus, dude, that sucks. And you're putting like the most time into talking privileges, and that's like going nowhere. This is never no. This is the worst for you. I'll drink to that.
Stop.
We're supposed to have people come into our house for a termite inspection. I also figured out that every week we don't have it, it's $100 fine from the HOA, which is a lot. But they have it scheduled for I think it was Monday this week, and then a representative from our real estate managing company or whatever is gonna be here, which is this dude and his daughters basically. There's gonna be here to let the termite inspector in. Well, I've been like busting ass all weekend and all week or whatever, and I'm doing this, doing that. I hadn't been home. So I'm got work and I start looking at my text and Robert's like, oh fuck. The guy's here with the termite inspector. And the dildo's still in the skylight.
I
He's
knew
like,
you were gonna say that. Oh my
and the house is a
god.
mess too. So they come in there and he's like, oh fuck, he saw it. So I guess our property manager saw my dildo hanging up there, which is nice. It's a good view. It really stands out against the sky. But
You
they
guys are
didn't really say
idiots.
anything. The dude
You're
walked
s-
around for a little bit and then he left.
You're so dumb. Stop doing it. Why do you guys keep doing this? You throw it up there knowing full well there's no easy way to get it down. And then
It's me.
stop.
No,
Stop
because
doing
I
it.
never get the consequences. It's either his parents
You're
or
gonna get.
I'm not there when it happens. It doesn't matter to me.
Oh my god.
It's still there right now.
You're awful, dude.
It's so funny.
Oh my god.
Listen, they gave it. That was a gift. That was my birthday gift from them. It's not my fault. I've been enabled. I didn't seek this on my own. I'm just abusing it now.
You're just abusing it. You're awful. You're really bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, dang. Welcome to Talking Privileges, everyone.
Can we get a PO box?
Can we get a PO back? We have
So people
5
can send me
subscribers.
dildos. So I can put more on the skylight.
You have to start putting them on the ceiling above you, behind you.
I can't.
No, like above your bed, so that every night while you're asleep, there's a risk of it falling on you.
I can't do that one too. If it fell in my mouth, I probably wouldn't notice. Just,
You probably start smiling, you weirdo.
yeah, making gurgling noises. No, you can't do that because it's a.
Did you know that the puffer fish in that one meme where he goes, "Oh," he actually then gets eaten.
By what?
People, they're stuffing carrots down its throat to prepare for dinner. Isn't that awful? And they shared that video. But then somebody found that and thought, oh, that's so funny. Let's just clip that. And now that's actually the final moments of that puffer fish. People thought it was like wholesome. It's like, oh, someone's feeding a puffer fish. No, they literally, in the video I watched it, they're like, we can't film this next part. And they bring it to the other room.
That's so sad.
It is. It's really depressing. So every time somebody makes a joke going, oh, you're making fun of a puffer fish that then died afterwards. Look at this pug. And tell me if tell me if he approves. I'll follow.
Oh,
He's so cute.
that's adorable.
I know, I wish I was a pug.
No, your name's kind of ironic. It's Elbigdog, except the pugs aren't big. Should be El Small Dog.
I'll be real with you. When Elbigdog was started, I wanted a dog in a tuxedo. And I just typed in dog in a tuxedo and I found the pug image. And that just became my brand after that. I don't even like pugs. Here's the truth, exclusive. I don't like pugs.
What?
But
why do you have a pug calendar?
Because it's been associated with me due to my channel.
I feel let down. There's a pug everywhere.
I'm just kidding. I love pugs. Only because it's like Stockholm Syndrome. It's like I'm forced in this environment now, and now I'm in love with them.
You were not forced into anything. You made that your image.
I also liked Frank from Men in Black.
Huh?
Frank is the pug that talks in Men in Black.
Oh.
I bought a shirt in Universal from the Men in Black ride. And it's Frank on the t-shirt. It's a pug in the tuxedo, the Men in Black tuxedo. I'm pretty sure it's the same image, actually. And then it had some words in it like, don't you like Fridays or something? I don't know. I wore it for a time, but then I outgrew it.
You disappoint me, Hayden.
Why?
I didn't know you hated pugs.
I don't hate pugs, but they're not my favorite animal. Everybody always says, when I say, like, when people ask, like, what's your favorite animal? Everybody's like, oh, it's pugs. He has pugs everywhere. It's an alligator. I love alligators.
I just said that. Did you hear
But
me say that?
Actually, hold up. I'm rebranding. I'm Elbigdog.
Elbigdog.
That sounds too much like Biden. Oh my god, I get it. It's Elbigdog. Oh my god, Elbigdog. Somebody come Gator. I hate my life. Oh, welcome to Talking Privileges, everyone.
Why are you wearing that shirt, bro? Do you even know Ron or John? Huh? You know anything about it? You're just a poser. I want to be.
This is the second time today that somebody has commented on my shirt.
Oh. Were they also trying to make fun of you?
Possibly. I went to the movie theaters today to go see Titanic 3D.
Oh, yes. I forgot you did that.
Dude, oh my god. Okay, so first off, I originally went to see it as a meme because I saw that it was in theaters in 3D, and I was trying to get my brother to go because of the infamous sex scene. If you know,
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen Titanic?
Should I go watch it in 3D?
Oh my god.
I saw Ant-Man 3 yesterday.
Don't say a word. I haven't seen it yet. Don't say it. Please. I've heard it's really bad,
dies.
but... So anyways, I saw Titanic in 3D. As you saw earlier today when you barged in on my recording session.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I was at work and I was like, oh, Hayden's recording. Let me just go in there and make weird sounds.
Yeah, so I have to go into a channel because I can't. I haven't. I haven't
set up OBS.
Well, I haven't set up my webcam on it because I can't figure it out. So what I do is what I do literally here, where I go on Discord and record. So and I use our channel because you're the only other person, and I just figured you never see it, so I just go on and do it. And you just
happen there a message. That's why I was there, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
Elbigdog's in the chat."
Yeah. So, that's okay though. I ended up scrapping that take because I ranted.
Oh, imagine that.
I know it's one of the hardest things because I've started writing scripts now, right? To try to keep myself on topic, but then I don't write everything in because that'd just be insane. I feel like I gotta ad lib a little bit. But then the problem is when I start ad libbing, usually I say something and then I try to correct it, and then I correct that, and then I go into this spiral of corrections, and then I end up somewhere that I don't mean to be. So, kind of like I'm doing now.
Yeah, pretty fair.
Yeah. So, anyways,
would you like to tell the audience about your good news?
I'd like to finish about Titanic 3D, but you know.
No, that we're past that.
Oh, come on, man!
Much into a different direction.
No, please.
Fine.
Yes.
Just once.
Thanks, Dad. So it's funny because this isn't even the mic that he's hearing me from. It's this one. So
you have it set up on different mics?
Yeah, Discord is set up to this one because this one's fine. If I do this one, then it's going to become too quiet. So this one is for recording because this records me only. And this one you hear.
You are the least tech savvy gamer I have ever seen. I don't know what the hell is happening right now.
I'm doing the best I can. All right. Look, today I was gonna go get a webcam, but then I realized I no longer have any more ports. I'm officially using every single port on my computer.
Because you have two freaking mics plugged up. Oh my god.
Well, this is a headset. This is gonna be plugged up no matter what. Even if this mic isn't in use, this is gonna be used. All right.
Wait, just buy the webcam I use. It has a mic on it.
Well, yeah, so does this one. It's still, but it's garbage.
The one I'm not using. The one I am using is not garbage. Look how clean these pixels are.
No, I know, but you said the mic. You said mic. Okay, the webcam's fine. I want a new webcam, so it looks clean. I'm talking about you. You just said because then you can use the mic.
Yeah, you can use the mic on it too.
So Titanic 3D, I went and saw that today. And first off, $14 for a ticket.
Dang.
Yeah.
No.
I think it was because one, it was the 25th anniversary edition of it, and then two, it was in 3D, which automatically adds probably another $6 to the ticket.
Dude, it
So
probably added 6 inches to that.
shut up, please,
Two,
please stop.
3 inches.
And
3D.
so, and then it's like also another $2 because it's an online convenience fee. And then, of course, I spent more money getting popcorn and a drink because you got to. Except, so I no longer get regular popcorn anymore because I don't really care for normal popcorn. I spend the same amount on a large, what would have been a large popcorn for a small of a different popcorn. Can you
Oh,
guess what kind it is?
is it Cheetos?
Yeah, dude. It's so good, man. I can't. I will happily. This is the one thing that I've decided I have to. I will spend the money on is a $7 bag of like this much popcorn of Cheeto popcorn.
Dude, do
It's
you know how much
so
that
good.
cost them to make? It probably cost them $2,
It's
maybe.
probably less, but that literally what it is they literally just they pop popcorn, they throw on some Cheeto seasoning, whatever they have in a shake can, and then they just throw a bag of Cheetos in there, and then they mix it up and they call it a day. That's what it is, but it's so freaking good. It's so good. So I spent $7 on that bag, the small bag. Like I'm talking like it's like half a purse. I don't know if that helps, but a small bag, and then I also got a large drink because I'm a thirsty boy.
Damn, dude, you spent more on that one popcorn than I did the entire movie purchasing thing, and I brought 2 bags of popcorn in my pockets with me.
Can I tell you that it did cost more than my tickets?
Oh,
So
you take
my ticket was
oh the
14.
drink and the popcorn
Yeah,
cost more. Okay, oh you meant the
so
popcorn.
no. But yeah. So, anyways, and then I sit down. I got the top row, middle seat, and I sit down, and I am the only person in this theater.
Again, that
Yes.
happens to you a lot. That happens to us a lot.
You know what? I made a video about it, but I decided not to post it because I realized that I don't have the most data. So when I go to the theaters, it's usually during the daytime on purpose, so I can be by myself. I enjoy the movie by myself. I don't really want other people in there because then, like, what if they're annoying?
Bro, shut up. You are the worst person to go to the movies with.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hate it.
aware. I'm aware. I've been uninvited from movie experiences a lot. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that I like to have fun and talk to my friends while the movie's going. Usually about the movie. I usually don't go off topic.
All
I
right,
mean,
we're getting off track intentionally. This asshole, last time we were at a movie, has this cup of drink. He sucks it dry. Like he does everything. He just sucks it dry, the life out of it. Then he starts shaking his cup like an idiot. Little monkey boy over there, and he starts eating the ice in the theater. And I'm like, dog, there are people here. We're trying to watch. And he's just a bit, oh, just freaking taking it all. And I'm like, just crunching on it too. God.
I am a menace
Anyway,
sometimes.
I'm pretty sure you're doing that on purpose, but I couldn't tell. Maybe that's just what you wanted to do. I don't know.
Sometimes, well, okay, I do crunch on the ice sometimes because, yeah, it's just what I do. It's just a habit. But I was doing that on purpose that time, I think, that you're specifically talking about because you were getting annoyed and I was getting annoyed that you were being annoying about me being annoyed. So, yeah, it was great. No, so yeah, I was in there and the movie starts. The 3D isn't that great, to be real with you. Usually, old
Oh,
movies, when they make them 3D, it's not. I also just, I don't know why. I think this is just a me thing. I have a hard time telling 3D. Like when I take off the glasses and I see it normally now, I'm like, this looks. Is it in 3D? Like I go back and forth. I'm like, I can't tell. Um, I don't know if it's just like my eyes or something or what, but I just can't tell the difference. I mean, I can tell sometimes, like if text goes on screen, I can see that it's usually separated. But just like an image, like the Titanic when we first see it under the water, like like I couldn't tell it was 3D except for a few moments where like there was like sometimes the camera has an image way in front of the camera and then like everything in the background is what we're focused on. So then in those moments I can kind of tell that it's 3D, but for the most part I can't tell. I
That's so
don't
weird.
even like remember Shark Girl and Lava Shark
Shark Boy
Boy
and
and
Lava
Lava
Girl.
Girl, yeah. Because that one was advertised as 3D, and even like Spy Kids 3D. I felt like when watching that as a kid, I could not tell they were 3D. Like other than the fact that I had glasses on. So
I don't know. I haven't seen a 3D movie since back when they were doing red and blues. Are they still use the red and blue color scheme?
no,
Yeah, I didn't
that
think
it's
so.
weird now. Yeah, so they give you glasses that are just dark tinted, and I think what they do is they make it like darker. Like that was the one thing I was really pissed off about the movie. It was so dark. Like I couldn't. I think it's because like the darker an image is, the further it looks away. Now I don't really know, but yeah, it looked like literally I had the glasses off for a moment because I was like, "Is this 3D?" And it looked normal, which is a little bit annoying because it's like if you go into a 3D movie, you want to just I don't know. There's something that I want it to be those two colors, separated because that's how I like know that this is a 3D movie. Otherwise, I'm like, am I getting juked? Like, did they just hand me glasses?
Tinted glasses.
Yeah, but I
Well, I
mean,
have
yeah.
seen one. Hold on. I was gonna say I have seen
Did
one
you,
in a
you
yeah.
said,
Shut
hold
the fuck up.
on.
In film school,
I didn't know this
that
revoked.
and they were cool glasses. I don't think they make them anymore, but they had like one set for the entire like film program had one set of glasses that are like 30 or whatever. And once those break, they're done. They have no more.
Yeah,
I think they what how they do it is they have like, almost like shutter speeds for the glasses, and they're differently timed, and they're timed in a way that makes it look 3D, which is kind of cool. It's an old way they used to do it. I don't know if they did it before or after the red and blue. Probably after, but
yeah, that's
it's
cool
kind of
though.
dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think 3D is cool. I just usually it's more of a gimmick. I just want to see the movie. Sometimes I go and see it in 3D only. I only see movies that I've seen before in 3D. I'll never go see a new movie in 3D because I want to.
Uh,
I don't want it to take away from it. Um, like for example, me and Carson, we went and saw Jaws in 3D, which was actually sick. That's one of the few
that does sound
times
sick.
that I was like, oh my god! Like when a shark comes at you, you're like, ah, like it's not like major. Because here's the thing about 3D too, is that it's limited to the screen. So like the black bars make it difficult because sometimes you see something coming at you and then the black bar cuts off a bit of the
Oh,
image, and so I'm like, well, now I know it's there. It doesn't like look like it's cut like because that's the one thing about Shark Boy and Lava Girl or something. Like they had scenes where like a hand would come in and it looked like it was coming at you, but like for like this one, it's like what, and then it's like, but like just before it comes out of the screen, like that, it goes like down. So that's why it kind of ruins it for me. Come on, lighten up.
that's wild.
There you go.
That kind of sounds sick though.
Yeah. Anyways, Titanic is one of my favorite movies that I forgot about actually, and I say that because I haven't seen it since I was 6. Yeah,
You watched Titanic when you were
yeah,
6.
yeah. That sex scene then felt
Who
like
let you do that?
my parents. They skipped past the sex scene,
Oh, sucks for you.
but I went back and watched
Why
it. Just kidding. Not a 6.
did you make that face?
I just think it's funny. Anyways, yeah, no. So I watched it in 3D and it was real. It's so good, dude. Like this is one of the movies that like I think this is the movie that made me want to make movies. I don't know. No, I'm serious. Don't please stop. Don't laugh. This is a whole Elbigdog that I made. Don't do this. You're making me
6-year-old Hayden
self-conscious.
was like, "Whoa, they have sex in
No,
movies. I
no,
gotta make that
it
shit."
was it was the fact that there was this giant boat, like, and they could just film this, and then we watched it sink in like glorious destruction. I mean, I said, like, I also have this weird fascination with I shouldn't say this, with like tragic events, like
A big dog did 9/11.
well, I was gonna say I was really fascinated by 9/11 for a long time. Like, any time September 11th came around and those documentaries start coming on, you
Dude,
saw
Hayden's
me
getting
there
hype.
all week. They
His
always
favorite
came on
holiday.
after 9 o'clock because it's like the adult stuff comes on at that. That's like, oh, we don't want children seeing this unless an adult supervise, you know. But I would stay up to watch those documentaries because, like, I don't know why. Like, it's tragedies like that where I can't fathom it, and so, like, I try to suck up everything I can from it to, like, to learn more because I just want to know how this even happened and stuff. Stop.
So weird.
I have a lot of books on Titanic. I do.
Elbigdog, how do you feel about 9/11? It's fascinating, really.
George Bush did it.
Oh,
He just happened not to be there.
if you say that he was in Florida one more time, I swear.
It's all a joke. It's all a joke. I'm just kidding. It was obviously
Yeah, Florida's not real.
Donald Trump. Just kidding. Florida's not real. I hate you. No, but like that stuff is just crazy because it's like think about it like this. This Titanic movie, there was like been two before it. There were silent films, and it was like a toy of a boat that they broke in half or whatever, or like drawings in the background, you know, while people are like screaming. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like drawings. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like the first time that we could accurately see this depicted, and it looks stunning. Like, it looks amazing, but it's also like horrifying at the same time, but it's just so good. And it was like the first time that I kind of realized that, like, I want to be a part of movies in some way, like as a little kid. Like, obviously I didn't know what a director is or anything like that, but I'm like, I want to make movies because, like, it's just crazy that something like that, which I at one time could only imagine in my head and look at pictures that were drawn, and now like it's on the screen. I can see it. I don't know. It's crazy. I think that's like what people think when people think like how I think. Usually it's like Jurassic Park or something, or like Avatar, where it's like, whoa, there's this CGI dinosaur. Like, oh my god, it looks so real. Or like, oh my god, there's a whole planet of stupid ass blue people who are like 8 feet tall and they do nothing but freaking talk to trees and connect hair braids. It's the stupidest movie. I hate Avatar. Anyways. I really hate Avatar, and the worst part is I don't think I've seen it in like 10 years, not since it came out.
Dang.
Mostly because I don't want to sit and watch this 3 hour boring ass movie. I thought it was really boring when I saw it.
I
Anyways,
don't think I ever really saw it. I just kind of saw bits and pieces of it, but I was never into it.
yeah,
And
but
the trailer for the second one was terrible.
yeah, no, the second one looked like they said it's 4 hours. They're like, guys, it's 4 hours of footage that's like 8 years old, and
It's 8 years old?
yeah, they've been working on this movie since the last one.
Shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The problem is, they had to wait till the technology catched up, I think. But I'm like, at that point, I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't care anymore. Like, I didn't care when the first one came out. I don't care about this one now. You're telling me that the planet has expanded and now there's water people and not just tree people? Who cares? Who freaking cares? I don't. You're telling me there's other blue people that are just a slightly lighter color of blue? And I'm supposed to care?
Elbigdog doesn't care about race issues. Confirmed.
No, but it's also like Pandora is this planet that's full of trees. And now they're saying, "Oh no, there's also water on it." What? And then it's like when they said Andor, like Andor from Star Wars. It's a moon. First off, it is a moon that has a forest. It's a forest. But now they're saying, "Oh no, there's also like a giant ocean where the Death Star fell on," which makes no sense. Anyways, I'm sorry. I went on another rant. I just caught myself. I apologize.
Did you see any of the trailers for that movie with Adam Driver coming out? It's like 65.
65. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why. That looks freaking sick to me.
It's kind of both. It feels like an Apple TV movie. You know what
Does
I'm
it?
talking about? Like when I look at it, there's only two characters, and the CGI for the dinosaurs don't look that good, but it looks like Apple TV good. Like if you've ever seen Apple TV like trailers, go look up a couple, and you'll just see like they look similar. All right, whatever, man. I'm just gonna cut this out so you don't have anything.
um, but yeah, thought it was cool. Looked good. It's made by Sony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff recently where it's like an adult and a child surviving. I guess that's just the niche that we're at right now.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, Mandalorian, now 65. I'm sure there's
Three
another
things. There's so many.
one. Anyways, this episode was supposed to be about film school.
And all you did was rant.
I know. I feel bad. Um,
Film school sucks. Don't do it. Case closed.
well, no. Let's talk about it a little bit. Come on. Can we? Are you okay to talk about it? You look like you're like saying no.
No, we can talk about it. I don't care.
Yeah. So, where should we start? You want to start with like how we got into film school, or like?
I don't know. What do you mean? We just applied.
I hate
I
you.
just applied.
So how I got into film school is I had to. Yeah, okay, whatever. I applied. So, anyways, pros and cons. I'm done with you.
So I think it depends on the film school you go to.
Yeah,
So for ours, it split production and studying
yeah,
into one major, and they made you do both. And that's where I think it kind of fails, is because the majority of people do not want to study older films and do not care.
yeah.
Or they kind of care. Or I feel like a lot of people in the majors like films, but I feel like there's also a lot of people like me that don't give a shit. And they really,
Mm.
I did not want to study all of that at all. It's cool stuff, but in the end, I don't retain anything.
Yeah, so I've got a hold on. I don't want to. Sorry, I don't want to go past what you just said there. I'm gonna try to follow up on that. I agree with your statement. Sorry, I didn't want to. I didn't want to blow over what you were saying. I just was in my own thought for a second. Hayden, cut that out. Um,
So you look like a
I
piece of shit. Okay, no, if I'm looking like a piece of shit, so are you. We're in this together.
I agree with your statement. I think a lot of people don't. Yeah, it is split. I think a lot of people don't want to watch older films because they either just want to do film and they just want to go straight into that, or people really enjoy watching older films and they learn that they don't want to do production, but they have to do production stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I usually find. So it is weird that they force us to do both instead of just splitting them. But I will say, actually, I enjoyed the classes like where we had to watch old films and talk about them and stuff like that. I thought, like honestly, like it did broaden my horizon a lot, and I appreciate that. That being said, I do think it's kind of crazy that they force us to have to watch like a specific type of international film. Like, not to say that other countries' films are bad because the Bollywood one looked really sick. I think that would have been cool. But I almost was in Nigerian Hollywood class, which is like the third or fourth like most popular Hollywood, which is not really a compliment. Sorry, it's not. Their films are not good, mostly because there's not a lot of them. And I think, and if they do have them, they're not usually high budget, so they're usually just not the greatest. Um, so like sometimes, or like French films. French films, for some reason, they never show us any of the good ones. Like I watched Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Have you ever seen that?
No.
That's a good one. It's really good. It's like kind of like a French musical, but it's strange. But it was really good. It had a really good story to it, and it was like beautiful visually, like a very colorful. Um, but then there's a lot of, but they don't want to show those. What they want to show is the weird French films where like they have like scenes that are going backwards in time, or like there's like an explosion and nobody's affected until the end of the scene, or weird stuff like that. Stuff that makes no sense.
I saw some good movies in my French class.
Did you?
Yeah, I liked there are a lot of Jean Gabin films,
Oh, he's good.
a lot of old like noir stuff like that. I like those. Those were good. And there was some weird. The French are pretty great. I can't remember one of them. It was like the last something. It's like another name for like image or mirage or something like that. Can't remember what it was. That was a good movie. And there was one where he like dies and goes to heaven and then comes back or to die or something like that. I don't know. That was really good. I think there's some good ones out there, but they do make us watch some weird ones too.
Well, you had a better experience than I did in that because I I well, maybe this was just because my teacher who was teaching it said something that just drove me insane, which was he was trying to prove that anything in like a scene, like any, so you choose a clip in like a scene, and then you have to say why this clip is important. And when I say clip, I mean literally like just like one image, like you just pause it, and somebody paused it at the wrong time. So it's just a wall. There's a wall, and he like says, "Oh, the teacher says, interesting. So, are you saying that even the walls can tell a story?" And he literally goes, "What? Actually, yeah, yeah. The walls. I kid you not. This is exactly how he said it. The walls tell a story." He's like, "That's so interesting." And then the teacher takes over. He was supposed to be presenting, and the teacher took over about how walls tell a story. The dude made a mistake. It wasn't the right time. And that just
Now
shut me off from the rest of the class. Walls tell a story. I should
every
just
wall
film.
tells a story.
I should just film the wall behind me and just be like, it tells a story.
Send it to him. Just send him wall clips of different walls.
I thought about it. I thought about it real hard. I wanted to prank him so bad like that, but I decided not to. Anyways, but I did have a fun one in that class. Actually, I don't actually. That might not have been French cinema. It might have been international cinema. That one was actually. But we
World
watched a
cinema.
lot of world cinema, but we watched a lot of French films. I would say that was like the majority of.
Hmm. The French
Um,
were all up in that cinema shit, man.
yeah, well, they have the whole thing. Yeah. Anyways, but I was most excited because I did my final research paper on on Nazi marches.
Hey,
I watched a lot of Nazi propaganda films, and I wrote about it. I don't remember what I wrote, but
uh-huh.
I think it had something to do with why Nazi propaganda was so effective.
You know, this
Well,
man,
I mean,
knows what's
besides their teachings just being
right. Oh,
Just kidding. Anyways, Nazis are bad. I have to be careful when I talk about Nazis because I had a couple videos where I made Nazi jokes get strikes on them. So Nazis are bad. I do not support them, but I did write a paper on why their propaganda was effective.
Very effective.
Very effective. And then later, I took that knowledge and I took that into Starship Trooper. Anyways, but my pros and cons.
Wait. Before you run into that, I will say there was some cool things about it too. Like he was saying, he wrote about Nazi propaganda for his final paper. I did my final paper on a movie called Boogie Nights, which is about the '70s California porn scene.
I did.
Great.
I did get to write a paper for an LGBT class on why Hook the movie is an LGBT movie. That was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
I watched that video many times.
I was afraid of it. Before, I did too. Every day I would watch it once because I wanted it to do so well on YouTube. So I would just keep giving myself views, and I would just watch it every day, just once. Sometimes I would put it on loop and just leave the room for a bit.
I didn't know that.
I just wanted to do so good because I was so proud of it. I really was. It was one of my best. I want to do more like that. I'm trying to do Batman like that, but it's just... I'm just having a hard time with it because every time I do it, I change things and then...
Oh.
Yeah, I should just do it and just send it out. But...
What you should do, you should get on task. Give me your pros and cons.
All right, so these are going to sound a little weird. So mostly because after seeing Titanic today, I was like thinking about it a lot. So like, first off, the reason why I want to do film is because I like the magic of film. I think it's really cool that you can take something that's in your head and then show the world it essentially. So like the magic of film is why I wanted to come into filmmaking. So that being said, I think the pros of film school is that you get to learn the equipment, how the equipment works and how things function and how like certain scenes can like, you know, give an audience a certain amount of an emotion and stuff like that. And you learn that from people who are pros in that field. That is what college is essentially. It's pros in that field teaching you what they know, basically. I mean, that's essentially it. My con, though, is that because of that, there are a lot of those teachers are very cynical of the film industry. Like, they do not like it. And they like, it just kind of wears you down. And on top of that, I don't think seeing how movies are made me kind of hate film a bit, but I think just like going so in depth into like how scenes function, what a scene is made of, the freaking arcs, you know, the stories have to be like this, people need this, you know, like this scene makes you feel this way because boom 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 boom, all these reasons. Having to break down everything all the time really just makes you hate film.
Yep.
Yeah. It really, I don't know why they make you do it because you go in there like wide-eyed. Like I seriously did. I remember my freshman year and like freshman me is not the same as I am now, which is such a weird thing to say, but it's true. I came in so excited and I remember by the end of it, I was destroyed. They destroyed me and spit me out. I didn't want to be a producer when I started, but I got so frustrated with trying to deal with people on sets because I was going to be a director. And people just, it's insane the crap that you have to deal with. And I said, I don't want to be on the sets. You know, I'll be a producer. I'll help get everything organized. But now I'm like, what? Like, I kid you not. This is insane. And this is how my mind works, which is awful. In the course of the last like 8 hours of watching Titanic. It's revitalized everything. And I want to be a director and producer and writer and everything. I just want to make a film so bad.
You should.
I should.
There's no season.
That is such a great film.
The best. Unfinished gem, but it will be finished one day.
The last mozzarella stick. Did
I
I tell you?
you
Sorry, no, go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, go.
Yeah, step back. I was gonna say I think I'm very cynical about it, but I think also it's because my whole experience really got shat on, in a sense. Whereas when you were doing your freshman year, I went to community college and then transferred in. And the semester I transferred in was when COVID hit. So I think seeing all of my friends that I've made that were younger than me that are now doing stuff in the school, they seem to be doing more things. Like I know people have gone to the Outer Banks to shoot films and things like that. They're doing more things. It's like when I was in there, they weren't. Some of our production classes, it was just our teacher giving us the list of YouTube videos to watch.
Yeah.
And they were hours long, and it was ridiculous.
I remember that because you and me, we were in a couple of the same classes. We were just watching the living room.
Yeah, we just sat in the living room, watched freaking hour-long videos that taught us nothing. So because
It was
of
awful.
that, everything I know about making films, I learned either there are a couple production classes where they made you go and do it yourself. They didn't really teach you to do it; they just kind of said do it. That's where I learned a lot. And my internships, I learned so much in my internships comparatively. Like I could have just not gone to film school probably and know about the same as what I know now.
What, adding on to that kind of in a different direction, because you were talking about how like because you didn't really have experiences in the classrooms and stuff that made your experience different. I was lucky to have a lot of experiences in classrooms with other students, and I would say that me having to deal with the other classmates actually ruined my experience.
That's fair.
I'm
'cause they're
not
film
I'm not
kids.
gonna mention the one that we both know. Um you know what I'm talking about, right? Santa. But like for instance, I took a directing class and I went in there and first off there's two things. I actually dropped this directing class halfway through because of some reasons. One of the reasons was I always got paired to run scenes with. So how we would do is we would get paired to run scenes with people, and one of these people refused to act. He just said, "Hey guys, I'm not going to act, but I'll direct." And we're like, everybody else was cool with it, and I was like, "No." I'm like, "What? No, we're all doing this together. Like, I direct one." And then you direct one. And if you're not directing, you're acting. That's how this works. You can't just like what you think you're gonna go out in the real world, direct, and not have to it just infuriates me, man. Like people think that they could just be all high and mighty. Like it basically him saying that he wouldn't act basically told us like he's not willing to do what he needs to do to get the job done, which like immediately just shut me off from that guy. Like I didn't want to work with him ever. He was an asshole. He was an asshole. And then the second thing is every day while we were in that class and the class was going on, I played Minecraft because it was on Zoom.
Wow.
I played Minecraft every day, and I realized on the last day when we watched this stupid documentary for 45 minutes on how this famous actor acting coach who doesn't reveal any of the secrets. We watched a 45-minute documentary on a dude who was an acting coach, and it was just the actors saying how amazing he was. We learned nothing about how he teaches people.
Which director?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Or acting coach, sorry.
I have no idea who he was. There was Brad Pitt. He was one of the people who was talking about him. I think Angelina Jolie, the person who plays the Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen, I think she was in there. Tom Hanks, I believe. I don't know who the hell this dude was. I was playing Minecraft. And that's when I realized that I need to get out of this class. It's not teaching me anything. And then later, the teacher, and this is how much I realized that this was the part where I made the right decision of dropping it, because about 2 weeks before like finals, the teacher contacts me and says, "Hey, you haven't been in class for like a couple of weeks now, like, and it says on here that you're gonna fail if you don't show up to class. What's going on?" And I said, "I dropped your class like 4 weeks ago, man." Like, did you not see that? And he's like, "I guess I never checked." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm glad I didn't take your class. I'm glad I dropped it."
Yeah, how did it not? How do you not see that in the system? Why did it let him keep like putting in grades and attendance? The fuck?
I don't know. But yeah, the people really turned me off because, another thing, like when I first came to college and like I was part of the film, whatever, like community group that we were started in. I was really thinking that it was gonna be like this scenario where it's like, oh, I'm gonna become friends with these people. We're all gonna do like little short films together and make this close knot community, you know? And it was cutthroat. Nobody wanted to work with each other. Everybody was against each other. Like, no, and if they did want to work with people, they didn't want to work with me. I don't know why. They just did not like me. People just like had this disdain for me. I kid you not. Like they really did not like me. I could go on and on and on about examples, but I'm not. But they did not like me. And like I remember being, so there were two uni classes in the beginning, and they're both tailored towards film. And we had one class, and there was another, and there was another class, and the other class just kept telling us how bad our class was compared to theirs, because like their teacher would like actually like teach them film, while ours was teaching us more uni stuff than film, because that's the job. That was the schedule. I don't know. They were like learning about stuff like lighting and stuff like that, while we were learning about like opportunities to go do community service. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, but at the very end, we had like a big like final short film contest. We had different groups, so we had to do short films. Ours was the only person who followed the prompt, which really made me mad. So the prompt was uh, something about your first year of, or first semester of freshman year. You know, like we had to make a short film about our first semester. So we did a welcome to UNCW thing, and it was this like whole bit thing. But then we had audio problems because our audio dude was an idiot. Um, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the people should make me mad, because I remember saying on sets, I'm like, "Hey, is our audio good?" He's like, "Yeah." And then me and the editor in the editing bay, and we're like watching this, and we're like, all of the audio is awful. Like none of it's clear. The levels aren't correct. It was so bad. But at the end, basically everybody had these polished, like amazing cinematic things about like alcoholism and like John Wick like films. And there was one that was like a Beyblade contest where they had literal, like when they launched their Beyblades, animations of like whatever creatures were in the Beyblades show up. And it's like this Pokemon battle thing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not the prompts. None of you followed the rules. And the teachers are applauding it because it looks so good. And I'm like, that's when I realized, like, God, you know what? This sucks. I'm like, I hate following the rules and then getting nothing from it.
Yep, that's film school.
So in all, just go to community college.
Yeah.
Just because then you can get the experts and then go immediately into film, which is what a lot of people I know do, but I didn't do. So yeah, film school not so good. I do enjoy. I did make a lot of memories in film school, and I wouldn't know Dustin if I
Yeah.
didn't. So just go to community college and dodge the bullet. I'm kidding. No, dude, Dustin and a couple other roommates that I had are like literally, I kid you not, like the best part of college, which is saying something because it's Dustin. I love you, Dustin. You know that.
That was a big part of it though, because during COVID we didn't do anything. We
No,
just like
well,
stayed
we
in our
did
little
we did
group.
a lot.
Yeah, we stayed in a group though, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it was great. I loved it. It was like it. I didn't know what Friends was, but I recently watched a couple episodes, and we were friends. Literally, we had the apartment across from us that was all girls, and we would just go back and forth. It was great, dude.
I've never seen Friends, but yeah.
I've only seen a couple now, but it basically one apartment is a bunch of guys, the other apartment is a bunch of girls. They live across from each other. They just like are friends, and
Oh, I miss
some
it.
may happen to date each other at some point, which didn't happen to us. I didn't
Never.
date a single person.
He dated people that were already in relationships. He's a bad
What are
cat.
you talking about?
Said you didn't date a single person.
I was about to be like, "Do you know something I don't?" Because I didn't know I was in a relationship. I'm like, "You're telling me I've got two? Hold up." No, but yeah, yeah, I would just say like it's kind of frustrating too because they say like you're supposed to build contacts in film school too.